please have a notebook ready. I'm going to cover especially a client case study. If you have a client, what are you going to do? What are the numbers you're going to run? How do you run an illustration? All of these things I'm going to cover with you. So welcome, Juliana. I see you as well. So I'm gonna cover that. I have some recognition before we get started as well. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. You'll be able to see what I see. Please have a notebook ready, and we're gonna get into our products as well. So number one, today is skill set training, meaning we are gonna train on skills, things like product. How do you talk? What communication? What are the questions that you ask? All of these things we will cover and we will go over. Getting your license. A lot of you on this call, either you're studying for your license or you're fully licensed. If you're licensed, you can now make money in the financial industry, and that's really, really powerful. So congratulations to all of you, Hannah, Mira, and Anna. You guys are all studying towards your license and fully licensed as well. So a huge, huge congratulations. Now, in your notebook, what I want you to write down is critical illness. Critical illness. Can anyone on the call tell me what a critical illness is? Anyone on this call? What is a critical illness?
It's a severe illness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So critical illness is as when we read about it, it's made four illnesses basically, which are covered under it. It is paid in one go, and the policy terminates usually. It is one of my all-time favorites. And can you hear me?
Yeah, it's breaking in and out a little bit, but I'll cover it and I'll answer the question as well. Critical illness is a illness that's covered by a critical illness policy. I want you to write these illnesses down. Cancer is a critical illness. Stroke is a critical illness. A heart attack is a critical illness. Losing your eyesight is a critical illness. There are 25 different illnesses that are covered under a critical illness. Exactly. I see Mira wrote 25. There's 25 different illnesses. Okay. And here's something that I want to cover and I want to go over. One in three stroke victims, people that get a stroke, are under the age of 65. I think it was 3 or 4 months ago, my grandma had a stroke. She's over 65, but it can happen to anyone. Okay, so 1 in 3 are under the age of 65. 1 in 4 Canadians will contract some kind of heart disease. I want you to write that down in your notebook. 1 in 4 Canadians will get some kind of heart disease. 1 in 2 Canadians will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. 1 in 2, 50% will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. Okay, so I want you to write this down in your notebook. And why what we do is so important. Now, 1 in 2 risk experiencing a critical illness at some point in their life. I want to ask you a question here. What happens financially to somebody when they experience a critical illness? What happens? Can anyone on the call unmute themselves and share what happens? Anyone on this call? What happens when someone gets diagnosed with a critical illness?
They actually go into a lot of debt, borrowing money from family and friends, And also they accumulated that on the credit card.
Exactly. So they go into a lot of debt because when they get diagnosed with a critical illness, they don't go to work, meaning their income stops at that point. But their bills, like their mortgage payment, their rent, their groceries, their car payment, their children's expenses, they do not stop. So people end up going into a lot of debt. Okay. So I'm going to share some details over here, and I want you to write these things down in your notebook because when you're licensed, you're going to be able to do critical illness insurance as a product. Okay. Here are the benefits of having a critical illness protection. Number one, to obtain specific medical treatments not covered under your provincial health plan. A lot of you may not know this, but your government benefits, your medical benefits do not cover everything. There are some medications and some treatments that are not covered under your benefits. Okay? So you can use this money, 50,000, 100,000 for those benefits as well. Another thing, travel in order to access medical treatment outside of Canada. I want you to write this statistic down. In Canada, 1.2 million people are waiting for a specialist appointment right now. 1.2 million people are waiting for a specialist appointment right now. If someone gets diagnosed with an illness, let's say cancer or anything like that, isn't it important to get treatment right away? Imagine you have to wait months to get seen by the doctor. If you get a benefit, you can go to India and see a doctor. You can go to USA and see a doctor immediately if you have the money to do so. Okay. And of course, take time away from work to focus on getting better. A lot of times, the stress of bills may kill you faster than the illness will. Right? Very, very important. Make adjustments to your home to improve accessibility. If you're no longer able to move around like you used to, you can use that money to make changes to your house. Install an elevator if you need to, right? Of course, access a home nursing care. Pay off your debts, okay? Supplement retirement savings and take care of other family needs, including childcare or elder care. These are all benefits of having critical illness protection. Very, very important. Now, I'm going to show you the illustration. Those of you who are licensed advisors, you already have access to these illustrations. And I'm going to show you how to run a critical illness illustration. Here is an illustration. It's with IA Financial Group. Those of you who don't know about this company, it's over 100 years old, and it's the fourth, actually now the third largest insurance company in Canada. Okay. And what you're going to do, you're going to click on critical illness, and it'll give you a couple of options. I want you to have a look at this. There are 25 illnesses, and then there are 4 illnesses. 4 illnesses are the 4 main ones: cancer, stroke, heart attack, bypass surgery. These 4. And here we can choose different kinds. We can choose a term 10. It'll be for the next 10 years, your coverage. A term 20, 25, and up to age 75. We also have permanent plans up to the age of 100. Okay, so there are many different plans we can choose from. What I usually do is I always help people, and I pick, let's say, a term 75, because after 75, they might have enough of savings to take care of their critical illness diagnosis. We're going to do a case study here, and we're going to do a, let's say, 30-year-old male. Okay, and let's say we give this person, here's where you put in the date of their age, You can do their gender here, and you can do their, are they a smoker or are they a non-smoker? Okay. And here you can choose the critical illness term 75. We did 25 illnesses. And what we're going to do, we won't do 100,000. Let's do $50,000 of coverage. Okay. This will cost the client $35 a month only. $1 a day can have critical illness protection. That's huge. Okay. Now over here, we can add some riders. And I want you to write these riders down in your notebook. A rider is an add-on to your policy and your coverage. Okay. There's a return of premium on death. What this means is if you pass away, all the money you ever paid into this plan, your family or your beneficiary will receive back. Okay, there's a flexible return of premium, 100% in 15 years. I always choose this. Okay, and I'm going to pick this. There's also at age 65, but I'm going to choose return of premium in 15 years. It adds the cost another $24 a month. What I want you to keep in mind, the money you get back is 35 plus 24. You get all of your money back that you put into this plan. Okay. And over here, you can see the cost on the side. A plan like this for a 30-year-old male, critical illness coverage, 25 illnesses, will cost this person $65 a month. $65 a month. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I will show you the actual numbers. You go on to results here. I'll show you the actual numbers right over here. Look at this. In year one, from day one, they are covered for $50,000. Even they get diagnosed tomorrow, they get $50,000 tax-free from the insurance company. And this can help with anything. They can use this money for paying their mortgage, paying their rent, taking that money, going to a different country, getting treatment, all of these things. But what I want you to pay attention to is this section right over here. It's called flexible return of premium. And what this means is if they cancel this policy, how much money will they get back in their pocket? And I want you to notice something. In year 5, they start getting money back. In year 5, they start getting money back. This section here is the total amount of money they've put into this plan. Okay, so have a look at this. In year 15, which is going to be right here, have a look at this. I'm going to show you guys this. Year 15, they put in $11,800 out of their pocket into this plan. And if they cancel that year, they are going to get back $11,800, meaning all the money they ever put in, they can get it back. Okay. Now, this coverage will go on till the age of 75. They can have this coverage for the rest of their life. And from that point on, if they cancel it at any time in any year, they will get 100% of their money back. 100%. Now, what I want you to look at and what's really important, and I'm going to show you why you want to get this coverage earlier rather than later. You take the same coverage and all you do is you change the age for the person. Look at how much the coverage will change. Remember, it's $35 a month for 50,000 coverage for a 30-year-old. We change this to a 50-year-old. That coverage goes from $35 a month to now it's $98 a month, $100 a month. And if they want to get all their money back, it's an extra $100 a month. So it's going to now cost them around, let's say, $200, $215 a month for the same $50,000 of coverage. I want you to write this down in your notebook. The younger you are, the cheaper your cost of insurance is from the start. Okay. The younger you are, the cheaper your cost of insurance is as well. So this is how you run an illustration. The clients you meet, their age will be different, their health will be different, their situation, smoker, non-smoker, all of these things will be different as well. Okay. Now, there are some coverages, there are some questions that you can ask in regards to this coverage as well. So I want Juliana to take the stage, and she's going to cover this as well. So Juliana, what are some questions that you can ask when you're talking about critical illness coverage with a client as well? So Juliana, go ahead. Floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. And today it's really important subject that we are going to discuss critical illness, and as well as probably the most important benefit that everyone should have, but most people don't even know that it exists. So what is the key questions and why it's important? That's what I'm going to cover. Since I had my personal experience in the past where both of the parents were diagnosed with a critical illness, and it's terrible experience, by the way. My father passed from heart attack, and I want to mention that the government doesn't give even the money for funeral, to cover the funeral. So if obviously we had this plan before, then the payout or return of premium will be helpful for the family. As well as my mom, she was diagnosed with one of the critical illness. It's called multiple sclerosis, where she was suffering and still suffering for 27 years, unfortunately. So again, the government does not rush to help out people with critical illness. And that was my personal experience, as well as expecting the government going to pay out a lot of money and support and all of this. Don't rely on the government. That's what I was trying to say. But again, if some of you here as advisor, it's important to understand how can I go through the questionnaire, how can I ask those questions, trigger people's mind, and also make those people more curious about plans like that. Because since not many people know about the plans like that exist, they probably will be surprised when you're going to mention. So if someone that you probably know that already had a family member or so on diagnosed with a critical illness, you can ask a question like that. Who do you know that were diagnosed with critical illness like cancer, heart attack, stroke, kidney failure, and so on? Do you know any family member, friends, and so on, right? How long did it take them to recover? Have they ever recovered? Some of the illnesses they can recover, right? That's question number one. Question number two, right? Also, if, for example, they're going to say, oh, you know what? The government will take care of me. There is some benefit government will pay, okay? Ask the question, how much the government will pay you? Is it 50,000, 100,000, 200,000? They probably would not be even aware. The question number three, okay? If, for example, someone will say, you know what, don't worry about, I have my savings. It's okay. You know what, I'll be okay. I don't need anything, right? Ask a question, how long your saving will last if, for example, you get diagnosed and you can recover for 2-3 years, right? Also, if someone asks about, you know what, I have extended health benefit, my work covers all of those. I don't have to worry about, right? You can ask questions like that. For how many years the extended health benefit or the place you're working at will cover you? 10 years, 20, or till 100, right? So those questions important to ask when you know the product, when you know the illustrations that we're running all the time and showing examples, then you're gonna know how the plan works, okay? Also, you can ask, what if you die? Would your family get money back? Can you get money back after 15 years or 65? At age 65, how much, right? So those key questions important to bring to the client, right? As well as, ask them straightforward, like, did you ask your family member if they're going to take care of you and your bills? Can they provide a medical assistance to you if you're not able to work? So, of course, all these questions will lead to actually thinking, and clients say, "Oh, what are you talking about? How can I find more information?" or so on. And you can be mentioning after that, look, I'm advisor and I'm working with one of the company. I represent one of the company that has those benefits, and it might be really good idea for you to take a look into those plans and also see if you even qualify. It's not easy to qualify for those benefits as well, and mention again, those benefits tax-free, you should look into. And also, by the way, the application, there's no cost for the application. So let's apply and let's take a look if you can qualify. So it will
Awesome,
be
Juliana.
much easy for someone if 3 or 4 questions come up from their mind to bring the idea and also schedule the appointment. Or if you say, no, I don't need it, you know what? If you know anyone, just send me those people to me or referral so I can take care of their plan.
Awesome, Juliana. Thank you so much. Those of you who are on this call, you can take a screenshot of these questions. These are great questions to ask when you are out and about as well. So a couple different things. I'm going to share my screen again over here. And what I want to do is I want to compare a bank account to a critical illness account as well. Okay. Everyone you know has a bank account. Everyone you know, they already have a bank account. And what I want to show you is I want to give you a little bit of an example. Let's say they have a bank account and they're putting every month their paycheck goes in, $100 a month is going into their bank account. In 15 years, they're going to have $18,000 in this bank account. 18,000. If they get diagnosed with a critical illness, that bank account will give them zero coverage, meaning they're only going to have whatever they had in that account at that time. What we recommend and what we share with people is have a critical illness account, and that same $100 is going into an account like this, and you have a couple of benefits here. Benefit number 1, you have critical illness protection, 25 different illnesses. And if you're younger, of course, you will have $100,000 of protection here. And also in 15 years, you have 100% return of all your money. So in 15 years, that same $18,000 is sitting here as well. So my question is this. 2 things are going to guarantee to happen. In the next 15 years, number 1, you're going to get a critical illness. If that happens, do you have coverage? Number 2, you're not going to get a critical illness. And if that happens, you get all of your money back. Very important. Most people, they have money every month, every paycheck going into a bank account. They don't even know a critical illness account exists. They don't even know they can put their money here and get all of their money back as well. I want you to write this number down. 92%. 92% of Canadians do not have any critical illness coverage. So this is your market. If you're a licensed advisor, this is your market. And by the way, if you do one plan like this, imagine you're getting paid $1,000 to $2,000 per plan. Per plan. Okay? Let's say you do one a week. That month, you made an extra $4,000 part-time in your business here. And I want to recognize one more person. I want to recognize Juliana because she killed it the last month and a half. Completely killed it. In the last month and a half, her income was around $25,000. How many people do you know make $25,000 in a month and a half? I'll tell you, I don't know a whole lot. But I'll tell you this, if she can do this, you have the same license. You have the same market. There are so many people out there that don't know about an account like this. And if you are licensed, you can actually share this information with a lot of people and let them know, hey, accounts like this exist as well. Okay. So I'm so excited. I'm so fired up. You know, my belief in this business went up when I understood the products and how badly people need them. Okay, so that's why today we shared skill set, understanding critical illness. How do you run an illustration? What are the right questions you ask? You know, the questions that Juliana went over with all of you today, you should be asking these questions. Do you know anyone that's got a critical illness? Do you have critical illness coverage? Did you know you can get your money back? Right? Ask these. You know, I'll tell you this. If you ask 10 people these questions and 3 of them say, you know what, Juliana, can you do this for me? Right? Not only did you help that family out, you helped them get coverage. You made $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 right there. Isn't that a great thing? How hard do you have to work outside at your job to bring home $1,000? How long do you have to work? Hours and hours and hours. You know, if you share this information with them, that it's a really, really big thing. So that's something I wanted to share. Juliana, any closing remarks? I know we're at the 8:30 mark. Before we end off, all of you on this call, if you are in our area, tomorrow evening, Wednesday, 7 to 8:30 p.m., all of you should be in the office. We have entrepreneurship training with Peter Johal. It's one of the best trainings if you want to build your business, build your mindset, get better at this career. All of you should be in the office by 7 p.m. tomorrow. 7 p.m. tomorrow. So, Juliana, any closing remarks here?
Yes, actually, I thank you for recognition again. I still enjoying my my paycheck. What I want to actually end off with my message is to people whose license. You have to understand that the license you have, it's not just a license to have a certificate somewhere on the wall and keep checking, oh, I did it, I passed exam, I got the license, and that's it. Every time you're going to get more information into your mind, and also it's going to start triggering you. Okay, maybe I should talk to someone. Maybe should I do something with this license, right? Be proud of what you do, because we really delivering great benefits for the families. Yes, we're getting paid. It's fair enough. We're getting well compensated. But what you bring into the family, if it's 50, 100, 200,000, then you're going to realize what you actually do to the families. And every time when I get in a call from my existing client and when they're in a hospital, the first thing they asking, do I have enough critical illness coverage? Is it 150 is enough? Because chest pain, or you know what, I feel like, or recently today, one of my clients called and their mom passed away. So again, it's really, really important and crucial to take this career seriously. Then only you're gonna really, really proud of yourself for what you do, and also you will get a high compensation. But take this career very seriously, because you can change other family lives, and also money-wise, you won't have a problem. With that, I want to close our training.
Awesome. All right, everyone. I will see all of you tomorrow in our office at 7 p.m., 7 to 8:30. Come in with a notebook, dress sharp. And, you know, if you want to build this business, if you want to earn a very good income in this career, if you want to take control of your life, you know, make sure you're in the office. Come in, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow, okay? Good night, everyone. I hope you guys learned today.